are listening to Next Level Thinking on St. Martin Gov Radio 1079.
Welcome back, listeners, to Next Level Thinking. I'm your host, Stephanie Hassett, and I have Caroline and Sana with me here today. For those who are just tuning in, we are discussing humor today. Laughter, jokes, fun. In the previous segments, we discussed the importance of humor and laughter and how it has, how we share it across boundaries, actually, right? Across borders. But even though we share humor across borders, humor is different in different cultures. So let's talk a little bit more about that, how it differs across borders.
Yeah, and there was a research done in 2002. Richard Wiseman of the University of Hertfordshire tried to, probably in England somewhere, he tried to do some research about what the funniest joke of the world was.
Okay.
Well, that's a challenge to figure it out. And they created Laugh Lab. Laugh Lab, no, I'm serious about that. So just a laboratorium for laughter. But no, it was...
I want to work there.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would be so
would
fun.
Be nice. But it was not. It was a website where people could rate and submit jokes, and about 40,000 jokes were submitted and rated by people all over the world. And then they wanted to discover what kind of joke had the widest appeal, and what kind of factors, considering culture, demographic, and countries, were there. And you know what the one was that won?
I'm curious. Tell me. I want to laugh.
So I'm not sure
I'm
about
already
it. Okay.
laughing.
There we go. So 2 hunters are out in the woods when one of them collapses. He doesn't seem to be breathing and his eyes are glazed. The other guy whips out his phone and calls the emergency services. He gasps, My friend is dead. What can I do?" And the operator said, "Calm down. I can help. First, let me make sure he's dead. And then there's a silence. There's a gunshot is heard. Back on the phone, the guy says, "Okay, now what?" No, seriously, you had the same reaction.
Am I not getting it?
Exactly. I was reading it and I thought, okay, is that the world's funniest joke? You're serious?
I would not say it's the world's funniest joke, but I can laugh at it.
I don't get it.
You're lost in the woods.
You're lost in the woods? No, but it's not that. It's more, I think that is the world's funniest joke because the culture aspect has been taken out.
Yeah.
So all of those jokes who are rated, the culture aspect has been taken out, and then what do you have? Yeah, a joke that is kind of funny if you think about it and you read it through and you repeat it maybe a couple of times, but it's not really that funny.
But guys, just for me, because maybe it's me, but I'm saying it's the listeners too that they didn't get the joke. But
you want to hear it again?
I want to understand what is funny about the joke.
But that's also a thing. If you try to analyze a joke, is it still funny? But the two hunters are out in the wood, and one is attacked. And you got it.
But it is about taking words literally, and I like that. I do that too. Making jokes, taking words literally.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lazy joke actually, but I do like it in a way.
Yeah, like did you hear about the kidnapping at school? It's okay, he woke up.
So you see, this is not my type of humor. I'm laughing because it's fine. I'm like, I don't get it. This is really bad. But yeah, guys. So this is the funniest joke. So yeah.
No, that was a random joke. But in that sense, so the world's funniest joke isn't that funny. And I think you need to take culture in consideration. I really think it has a big influence on it. So in that sense, the use of humor is universal, but it's used all over the world. Yeah, but it's used... how it's used different from country to country in specific cultures.
Yeah, well, because I mean, the UK, for example, they have a very specific type of humor, which is slapstickish.
Yeah,
really
I kind of like that sometimes.
Silly, and
you need to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, they have a very specific type of humor compared to other parts in the world. I love it as well. What was the series again? Allo, Allo? Oh, that was ridiculous, but I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The accents, that's also so funny.
Yeah. But talking about shows, I do like the spontaneous jokes.
Right.
I mean, going to a show and you see that they made up the joke and they thought about it for a long time to make the correct joke on the correct moment. I don't feel it.
Yeah, the stand-up comedy in that sense, that really matters, especially then. Like if it's really rehearsed or that it comes over naturally. Yeah, and not like the pa-dum-bum. Those kind of things. Yeah,
which are funny sometimes as well. But I do agree that the ones that they kind of, this is a Dutch saying, I think, but the one they shake out to their sleeves, but how do they say it in English? I can't figure it out how, like, the one that just comes down. I don't know. They
to make it up on the spot.
You guys know what I mean. Shaking it out of your sleeve.
Shake it out of your sleeve.
Shake it. But it's also interesting, right? If you see how humor develops over the years, and it's also kind of reflection of society at that moment. So what is done and what is not done to make that kind of joke. And in the past, humor was more focused on slapstick, right? I think with Charlie Chaplin and all that kind of stuff. And the two guys, the small one and the big one, what are their names? Hardy
the Dick and the Dunne?
Yeah, the Dick and the
Yeah, exactly. You see. The
but,
Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges. And nowadays you got so many more stand-up comedians and also the type of jokes, right? The content. If you see some old clips nowadays, you're like, whoa, okay, that was not done anymore today.
But I think across cultures, humor is often about things that we encounter in daily life. If you see stand-up comedians as well, the funny thing is because they make the things that happen, that frustrate us, that are difficult, challenging, they make it so funny and it normalizes it. It's like, oh yeah, I had that too. It's not that bad. It happens to everyone. Even this very famous guy on the stage cracking up jokes, this is very normal. And I think across cultures, it's what the cultural context, how daily life goes in that culture, that's what's being used in humor.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can watch a stand-up comedian or you watch the news.
Exactly.
And you hear the same topics.
Exactly.
In a different way.
Stand-up comedians, you laugh about it, and watching the news, people can feel depressed about it.
Yeah, so let's just watch a stand-up.
Find a balance.
Exactly. About what happened in the news. It's way funnier.
I mean, Trump is all over the news, right?
Yeah, but also all over. All comedians also use him.
Exactly. And I prefer the comedian ones.
Oh, definitely.
But also, if you look at the perception of humors in different culture, right? Sometimes, I think it's something more also, in the past that you saw in the Western cultures that it was really appreciated, seen as very positive. But some in the Eastern culture, for example, the Confucianism, that's like a system of ethics in China a long time ago, where humor was not seen as done. It was very important to behave correct and have loyalty and obedience to authority. And then humor was not done. So that's also the appraisal of humor can also differ in the cultures.
Yeah, definitely. But also, as a weapon against oppression and suppression, that humor is used. That's a way to break out and to break free of that oppression that is being happened. You see that as well very, very often.
So powerful.
Share your opinion in a safe way.
Exactly. Let's share a joke because we can always hide it under, it was a joke.
Yeah.
It wasn't serious.
Yeah.
But there is, of course, there's some truth to it. There's always some truth to it. Yeah.
Indeed.
So, we see how we can use humor to connect with other people because, like in that example that we just mentioned about standing up against oppression, it gives me, for example, if I agree with that joke, a platform of, okay, that is someone I can connect with. That is someone who shares my thoughts, my values, my ideas. So it connects and it relieves at the same time. It relieves that stress that you might have in certain situations.
Talking about news, by the way, before you have that website, The Onion, right? And in the Netherlands, it's The Speld, and that's always the different news version, and that's always so funny, just ridiculous. It makes nowadays situation just ridiculous.
Exactly. It really lightens the mood. But it also has a good influence on our health, A good doses of humor and laughter is good for our heart. It's good for our pressure. It helps. Exactly. It's good for our abs.
Yeah, that too.
A good belly shake is a good exercise. Exactly.
Let me have a belly shake today.
Exactly.
I want to hear my personal trainer.
Rock hard abs. Come on.
I want to hear my personal trainer say that. Today you're going to do a belly shake.
Exactly. So, we see that humor just has so many benefits to us socially, emotionally, and health-wise. So after the break, we'll go into some I wanted
Some belly shake?
after the break. After the break, we'll go into some more laughter and humor. So please stay tuned and listen to our jokes on 107.9.